Welcome back to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and in this video I wanted to do a beginner's guide to moving around the map in this game. Now, if you've watched my beginner's guide to the multiplayer, I kind of talk a little bit about it there, but I wanted to go through it in a little bit more detail. I'm not talking about domination tactics here, although I'm on a domination map. It's more to do with what I'm thinking as I'm moving around and just traversing the map, kind of what's going through my mind. So let's take a direct route to start off with. So sometimes, and I wouldn't recommend this, you'll want to take a direct route down the map. I mean, we're here on the Miami map, so I want to get to, say, the B flag here for whatever reason, whether I'm doing an initial rush or to recapture it. And the things to think about is you want to be moving fast, okay? Because if we take this map as an example, there's plenty of places for snipers. In fact, let's get my sniper rifle out. There's a really nice, if we come over here, balcony there that people look out for. People come around the edge of the hotel, around there. People can peek around there, and obviously they can be, you know, around there and at numerous other places. So as you're moving towards the flag, what you want to do is you want to be running at full speed, and you want to be zigzagging as well. That's an important one. Right, so as we get here, getting near the B flag, again, you can really see, you know, that position there, people will shoot you from. That position there, people can be around that corner there. People love being on that head glitch there. People love being there as well. So that's all about speed, alright? And then kind of hiding somewhere like that. But I wouldn't recommend you move around the map like that. I think, you know, you want to be moving with a little bit more care, and ready to shoot players as well. So let's talk about generally moving around the map. So the first thing to think about is you should always be wearing your headphones so you can hear people. Also, you want to be thinking about the faster you move, the more sound you make, so people can hear you coming. The slower you move, the less sound you make, and you'll be able to hear other players. So the ways to make less sound is to move slower, you know, just to normally run or walk slowly, or crouch as well. If you crouch walk, you know, you make hardly any sound at all. So that's very important. The other thing that is incredibly important as you're moving around is the position of your crosshairs. So if you look, so you can see it quite easily. Right, let's put them over that star there. That's where I aim down sight, and when I pull my trigger, that's where the bullets go. So as you are moving around the map, you want to be positioning your crosshairs where potential enemies could be. So let's say we're moving here down this alleyway here, and we're going to sort of take the route via the garage to get to the other end of the map. So what we want to be doing is you really want to be moving to one side of the map, you know, that side, preferably the left side. And we know if someone's running up here, you know, they're going to come up and they're probably going to slide around a corner like that. Or people like to jump around corners, don't they, like that. So what you want to be doing as you're coming up here and traversing this way, you want to be keeping your crosshairs around about there. So if they slide around the map, you can start shooting at them. If they peek around, you can start shooting at them. You don't want to have your crosshairs up here or around here. You want to be round about chest height as we go round here. Now, as you get to the corners, what you're going to be doing is just kind of creeping around and looking kind of like this. Now, what I want you to notice is that half of my scope is covered by the wall. It's covered by cover, if you like. You know, I'm not coming around like this. I'm just carefully coming around and looking. You know, you don't need to look around like that. You can look around the corner just like that. And we're also using something called right-hand advantage now, which means that all of the characters in Call of Duty, they're all right-handed, so they all carry their guns kind of like you can see. Oh, let's see, can I try out how to do this now? There we go. They all kind of carry their guns like that. So when you imagine you're carrying a rifle like this, when you aim down sight, your body is sort of at right angles to the position you're looking, which means that when you're looking round a wall like this, most of your body is hidden. However, if I was looking round a wall like this, most of my body would be exposed. So that's why often it's safer to go round objects like this to the right of them. Now, as we get to this sort of position, what you really want to be thinking about is where could the enemies be coming from? And a lot of this comes from map knowledge. So if we have a look, we know that there's a little balcony up there that people go behind, and people could be coming out from the back of, well, the side of the sea flag coming out from there. So as I would be coming around here, crosshairs quite high, so that if I see a head, I can start firing in that general direction. Now I might not get a kill, but might mean I might well hit them and they may well take cover, which might give me enough time to get behind cover or kind of, you know, get a grenade in to cover them that way. Now, as I'm coming to here, we've got the chance that someone will be there and people will be over here. So then you've got to think, well, okay, well, probably I do need to go over to this side. So I'm reducing my exposure to this side, but I'm still covering that area. And as we come around here, I'd want to flip round. So again, I'm reducing my exposure to anybody coming around this way, but I can still keep an eye up here. Now we're exposed in this direction, so we probably come down here. At this point, I'm probably getting closer to where the enemies are, so I would start crouch walking, cover that, and come across here. And this is really where you're keeping your crosses exactly where the enemies could possibly be, so that if they are there, you can just start shooting straight away. So there could be someone hidden there. As we come round here, people tend to be head glitching over here. So again, we could come round and we do kind of like that. So as we move along, now this is a classic one here. So we're coming up to a balcony. This is quite a good balcony because you can see down towards the back of the sea flag. But people know people come up here. So again, would be another case of where you could get your sniper rifle out and you would just peek halfway, kind of like that. Just peeking, having a look, and don't peek twice. If you see somebody there, unless you're feeling really confident and you think I can headshot them, and you pop out and headshot them, don't peek twice. You know, move around. You would come round here, get down here, and you would approach it again from a different angle, and you would just kind of have a look like that. Now, as we're traversing up this side of the map, again, we want to be thinking about moving from cover to cover. And Treyarch maps are very good for having lots of cover everywhere. So you can make sure. Now, just keep an eye on where my crosshair. So as we come to a situation like this, enemies could be coming from here, and enemies could be coming from here. I guess they could be coming from behind us as well. So again, we're keeping our crosshairs roughly where we think the enemies might be coming from. So they might be coming from over here now. So, and then there's a door, so we're there. Now as we move around here, there's actually some stairs up that way, which you'll see. So I drop down and I get ready to cover these stairs like that. So now this is dangerous now because people could be waiting there. So what I would probably do in this situation, I would probably slide across here just to see if they shoot at me. And if they do, I know they're there, and then it would be grenade down and then pre-fire around. So let's say we're moving up this way. Now there's a doorway to our left here, with a really good balcony. So again, we'd probably maybe have a look, see if anybody's there, and start coming up towards the balcony. Again, we're going around to the left this time because people who are down here and over there at that balcony, they know that people are going to be coming here. So again, what you'll be doing here is you'll be thinking, okay, the danger place is that balcony there. So again, but you know that now because you know the map. So you would come out and you would just bomb. You're trying to get set up for the shot before you come around the corner. Then you can take it. You know that people could be over there, people could be on the B flag, people could be running up the middle, but you see how dangerous it is to run up the middle there, and people are coming down to the flanks to your right. Right, so let's say we come out of here, and I want to show you kind of going up these stairs. So this is a classic situation. So let's say we wanted to push towards that balcony, and we were coming from this direction. What I would be doing again at this point, I would be crouch walking, so I'm making very little sound at all, and I would be sort of keeping my crosshairs up, sort of where our enemy's chest and head would be, We'll be coming around here. I'll be hugging this wall now. But again, you notice how I move my crosshairs out a little bit, because again, the way people like to move around, the aggressive players, they kind of do this, they jump around a corner, or they do this. You know, so if your crosshairs are right up against the wall, you're going to have to try and track them. Whereas if you kind of start off with your crosshairs there in the first place, it's simply a case of going like that. So we're crouch walking to make as little noise as possible. Now we've got to be careful here, because we've got to get around this corner. So again, it would be a case of just using half of the scope just to have a peek. Now we're into the stairs. So the stairs now, this is real hipfire heaven. So this is where you're really going to be keeping those crosshairs ready where the enemies could possibly be. Probably flick over to that side. And you know, if somebody's defending these stairs, they're probably going to be defending it like this, or maybe like this, or they could be defending like this. Okay, so to get them, but that, again, this is another reason why you crouch walk, so you're making as little noise as possible so they don't hear you. And if you've got any stun grenades left, lob a stun grenade up there, because if you get the stun marker, or you're a frag, you get the damage marker, you might kill them, you know somebody's there. So as we're coming up here, we're keeping our crosshairs where the enemies will be, so that we don't have to ADS. Literally, we can start firing. Then as we're coming around here again, we're keeping our crosshairs where would enemies be. Now as we come up to here, there could be enemies coming through that door there, so again we can keep our crosshairs there. Then we've got that door there, so we keep our crosshairs there. And then we've got our crosshairs, and we're back here again, ready to set up to take a shot on that guy there. And that is literally how I move around the map. Now I'm doing different strategies and different tactics with, you know, depending which game mode I'm on, but it's all about, you know, crouch walking, listening, making sure that my crosshairs aren't pointing against, you know, a wall or a floor. They're always pointing where possible enemies could be. You know, where could they be? And let's keep that crosshairs there, so that when you see them, you know, you can. What I do is I tend to pull both triggers at the same time, so there's a chance you're going to get that hip fire. And also, I'm not sprinting, because if you sprint, you have this extended sprint out time between you coming out of the sprint and being able to start firing. And it's all about this centering, pre-aiming, just making sure that your gun's always pointing where the next lot of enemies could potentially be coming from, to give you that slight advantage in that gunfight. So that if they are there, you're going to be able to pull the trigger before they do. And always remember, it's very easy in Call of Duty to kind of get ahead of yourself and start sprinting around and being all aggressive. But as soon as you start doing that, people will hear you coming. You know, just by crouch walking, you can go quiet, you can hear where the enemies are, hug those walls, hug those flanks. Don't run down the centre of the street. Use right-hand advantage. Bear in mind that other people might want to be using right-hand advantage. Peek corners, but only peek once. As soon as you see an enemy, if you haven't opened fire on them, unless you're feeling very confident that you can kind of get that headshot on, peek from a different direction. One final thing I say as well, actually, is that you will appear on the minimap, so people know where you are. As soon as you kill someone, there'll be a kill marker on the minimap as well, so people know where you are. So when you're in a situation where, say, you know, I shot somebody here, what I would want to is, it's probably best, unless you're defending a position on a hard point or on a domination flag, at that point you want to move. Go somewhere else, because what happens is other teammates of the person you just killed might come looking for you, but also you get the person you've just got killed wants to come and get revenge. And it can be quite funny, actually, if you've, you know, killed them here and they're running up here to try and get you, and you've repositioned to here, and they come around the corner and you can blat them. So there we go. Hopefully you found this useful. Remember, although Call of Duty, when you see people playing it, you know, see streamers playing it, they'll be playing really aggressively, and they'll be sprinting around, they'll be diving around corners. I think with Call of Duty you can be... bloody rats. You can be as tactical and as slow as you like, and it is a very rewarding game play strategy, especially for older gamers and slower gamers like myself. Anyway, there we go. If you found the video useful, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.